Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's probably about time that we took a little bit of a look at the most expensive cards, the most sought after cards, the most valuable cards, which are coming around from Battle Region. And it's a bit weird, because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be looking at shops and buy prices, and the reason we do that is so that we can compare a bunch of cards, although the usual rules apply. These are buy prices, not sell prices, so they are going to be a bit higher when they're actually sold. And also, we're talking about early values over in Japan, buy prices, all of this. I'm going to give you the prices, but it's really for comparative purposes. We are looking at these cards side by side and looking at which are the most sought after, rather than really trying to pin down a guaranteed value when they release over in English, for pretty obvious reasons, honestly. We cool? Lovely. Now, there are a bunch of cards which are just not being bought. That Hoot, which I think is amazing and I absolutely adore, it wasn't being bought. It's just not showing up on the buy prices. And I thought, well, that's a little bit weird, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, that's such a ridiculous card. I absolutely adore it. And then I went on to Mercari, which is a good place for buying Japanese singles. And it turns out I can buy a pair of Hoot for 300 yen. If anybody's wondering how much 300 yen is, £2. Although 195 at the current exchange rate, but about £2. So these are like £1 cards. And they're amazing and I love them. I adore them. But the fact of the matter is they're £1 cards. So I'm definitely going to be picking these up. And honestly, if I'd registered my proxy address, I might pause the video and just buy the pair of them right now. Look how beautiful they are, ladies and gentlemen. So, they're not worth very much. What is, and basically Battle Region's got a few cards which have a little bit of value attached to them. So what's coming in at the top? It's actually Choice Belt. It's Gold Choice Belt. That is the one that's actually popped up right at the top. And I love this, because Choice Belt's like a proper good card. It's like one that lets you do an extra 30 damage to Pokemon Vs. It is a phenomenal card. So yeah, this is this is one that is worth getting a little bit excited about. This is an extremely cool card, one that is going to see, well, it's already seeing a huge amount of play, and this is the gold version of it. And I'd love to give you a more detailed version than that. But it really is as simple as it's a phenomenal card. And it is going to see a huge amount of play, and this is the best gold version of it. Though it occurs to me that I'm going through all of this, and I've not actually told you how much 5,200 yen equates to. And that just honestly seems a little bit rude at this stage. So 5,200 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region of $45 or £34. Again, that's the buy price. They will be sold for a little bit more than that. So you know what? Yeah, seems about right. Seems about fair. That seems all right. And then after that, we get the Garchomp V character Super Rare. I told you that the character rares were not attracting much value. That is not the case with the character Super Rares. The pull rates are significantly lower. These are much harder to actually get hold of, and the prices are reflecting that. Why is Garchomp a fair bit higher than Starmie that we'll get to in a minute? People like it more. Which I know sounds like a dumb reason, but it's Garchomp and Cynthia. I don't think Garchomp's a phenomenal card. Does 220 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, but you need a Water, 2 Fighting, and a Colorless, then you need to discard 3 of them. I don't think it's a great card, but it's Cynthia and Garchomp. And people love Garchomp and people love Cynthia, and when you put them together on a card and make it super rare and the pull rate super low, that is going to make a difference. And I should say that 5,200 yen comes in somewhere in the region. We're doing a little bit of rounding here. You'll have to forgive me. 5,000 yen is about $44 or around about £32. So yeah, that's worth a few quid. That is worth a few quid. I've had the numbers on the screen, but you know, it feels only right to call them out. And there is another card which is coming in at 5,000 yen for the exact same price, and that is the full art of Roxanne. And at this stage, that shouldn't really surprise anyone. General rule here is Full art female trainers, very expensive. Full art male trainers, nowhere near as expensive. But Roxanne is a bit of a special case here, because Roxanne is a phenomenal card. Roxanne is the one where if your opponent's got 3 prizes or fewer remaining, you can play this card and then you both shuffle your hands into your deck and you get a new hand of 6 cards and your opponent gets a new hand of 2. Yeah. That adds up pretty quickly, ladies and gentlemen. That is a potentially terrifying card. This is one which is going to make a big difference. It's going to see a huge amount of play. It's also a female full art, let's not make any bones about that. But it is important to note that people love this card and this trainer, and this is all going to add up pretty gosh darned quickly, I think is fair to say. Rainbow Rare not appearing on the buy list at the moment. People just don't like the Rainbow Rares anywhere near as much. They are just not as sought after as far as cards go. Sorry about that. As for the other character super rare, we are talking about Starmie here. And even though I think the artwork on Starmie is way superior to Garchomp, and even though I think Starmie is a better card than Garchomp in terms of playability, I mean, 2 energy, 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. I genuinely think that could be a good tech in Water decks with all the energy acceleration they've got at the moment. But it's coming in at 3,000 yen, which is frankly quite a bit less, I think is fair to say. That's 40% of what we saw on Garchomp. 3,000 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region of around about $26 or £20. And this is, as far as I'm concerned, like a proper Grail-like card. In terms of artwork, it's proper job over the top, as I like to say. But for whatever reason, ladies and gentlemen, it's just not making the mark. Very cool card, and don't get me wrong, it's not worth nothing, but it is not on the same level as something like Garchomp. And then in terms of good cards, big cards, there's really one more, and it's Gold Samurott. Now, I'm a big fan of Samurott Vstar. I think Samurott Vstar is a great card. I'm going to make Samurott Vstar decks, because for 2 energy, you deal 110, but it's actually 220 if the defending Pokemon has any damage on, which is kind of nuts. And you do have a V-Star power that can drop 4 damage counters just whenever you need to. Only once per game, but still, that's going to make a difference. And it's the gold one. And remember, you only see 1 gold V-Star per set. Every set comes with 1 gold V-Star and exactly 1 gold V-Star. It was Arceus back in Starbirth, or Brilliant Stars for us, and it is Samurott here. As a quick little side note, do remember that the next set, Space Juggler and Timegazer, that is actually a double set. And one is going to be focused on Palkia, one is going to be focused on Dialga. I suppose we don't know that for an absolute fact at this stage, but it is worth bearing in mind. We've literally seen Astral Radiance booster packs featuring the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia. So come on. Come on. It's at this stage, it's guaranteed, right? We know it's happening. So, because it's a double set, we will probably actually see that each of those sets has a gold V-Star. One will have Dialga, one will have Palkia. So our Astral Radiance set is likely to have Samurott and Dialga and Palkia have all 3 of them in, which is rather lovely. Samurott comes in at 3,100, which is just a smidge, just a tiny little smidge above what we saw on Starmie. Although, let's be clear, I would rather have the Starmie. And that's coming in at $27. And that's actually exactly, that's not rounded. And £20. So yay, that's a pretty cool card. And it's a gold version of a very playable cool card. And in terms of the big cards, it's basically those 5. You've got Gold Choice Bout, Character Super Rare Garchomp, you've got Full Art Roxanne, Starmie, the Character Super Rare, and Gold Samurott. And that's it. Those are the 5 cards in Battle Region we're all getting excited about. As for the sparkling Pokemon, Heatran is not popping up on the list. And the reason is it's selling for like £2 maybe. Over on Macari, it is selling for like 300-400 yen. It's not selling for much at all. Nobody likes Heatran, basically. But both Hawlucha and Greninja, they are selling for a little bit. Being bought for a little bit and all. So, Sparkling Greninja is the star here. That's 1,300 yen. And 1,300 yen comes in somewhere in the region of around about $11 or about £8. Again, we're rounding around here. And to be fair, Greninja does have that ability, lets you discard an energy card and draw 2 cards. It's legit draw power on a basic Pokemon, and it's only 1 in your deck, 1 sparkling Pokemon per deck and all of that. Don't really care, ladies and gentlemen. Don't really care. It's a phenomenal card with a great draw engine, and that's why it is clearly the number 1 in terms of sparkling Pokemon. It is a very clear number 1. As for Hawlucha, that's the one that lets you do extra damage to VMAXs, which is going to get worse and worse over time. As it stands at the moment, being bought for 800 yen, which is a little bit of a drop-off, I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that. But 800 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region of around about $7, almost exactly $7 in fact, and around about £5. And that's about it, honestly. In terms of Battle Region and singles, you've got the 5 big ones, the 2 sparkling Pokemon, and that really is about it. Everything else is coming in a fair bit cheaper. So now you know. Remember, these cards will be in Astral Radiance, but also remember that Astral Radiance will be made up of that double Dalga and Palkia set, which we've not seen very much of. I'm personally hoping for a set reveal on Friday in Japan, and you know the deal. As soon as we have any kind of news, I'll share it with you. It's what I do. I'm nice like that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this, so let me know and which of these cards you're excited about. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.